Dirty water. Don't wear the same clothes for more than 3 days in a row. When you're a guest at someone else's house, don't be the one who offers to wash the dishes after the meal. Don't hang your car keys from your waist. People can see your real confidence level at a glance. Don't buy a basic 120 square meter apartment if you're going to buy a big 260 square meter home. And when the phone rings, don't answer right away. Wait 5 seconds, then pick up. One day you'll understand why. If something happened in someone's family and they didn't tell you, act like you know absolutely nothing. And don't ask about it afterward either. If relatives or friends throw a gathering and don't invite you, pretend you never even heard about it. Never go digging. The people who love posting food on social media are usually people at the bottom with little life experience. The ones always posting travel photos are usually lower middle class people who just recently got past basic survival. Rich circles are full of strategy. Poor circles are full of jokes. Women's circles are full of gossip. Men's circles are full of stories. Once you hear this story, you'll understand. Back when I was doing manual labor, I lived in a dorm on the 4th or 5th floor, and people upstairs were always dumping dirty water down below. One time the clothes I had just washed got splashed with filthy water from above. I grabbed a stool and was ready to run upstairs and confront them, but then I stopped and thought about it. There was no way I could beat them, so I came up with a plan. I picked up a basin of water and slowly poured it down along the wall. Not long after that, a whole group of people from downstairs came charging up with their stained clothes in their hands. I told them my clothes had also been ruined by dirty water from upstairs, and I was just about to go up there and settle the score myself. So that whole group stormed upstairs, and before long there was loud shouting and fighting. I just sat on the balcony drinking. From that day on, nobody ever dared pour dirty water downstairs again. This story comes from People Skills, and the chapter is called Kill with a Borrowed Knife. People won't help you because your problem doesn't touch their interests. The only way to make them care is to tie your problem to their interests. A truck driver loaded his truck full of goods. Before leaving, he had it weighed and it showed that the truck was not overloaded. But when he got to the checkpoint at the factory, was told it was overloaded by 50%. No matter how he argued, it didn't help. The truck was detained and he was issued a fine of 2,000 yuan. When he came back after paying the fine to pick up the truck, he brought a lawyer and a notary with him and had the truck weighed again by an independent third-party inspection agency. After that, the driver said that half the cargo was missing. Since the ticket stated that the truck had been overloaded by 50%, he sued the checkpoint. In the end, he was awarded more than 100,000 yuan in compensation. This story also comes from People Skills, and the chapter is called Go Against the Current. Remember this before you make any plan. Learn how to figure people out first. Only when you know how to read people, understand people, and see through human nature can you stay in a position where you don't lose. People love to talk about success like it only comes from talent, but real life does not work that way. A person can be hardworking, well-educated, and genuinely kind, and still get ignored, pressured, used, blamed, or completely outplayed by other people. That is exactly why I recommend People Skill. This book is different from the usual books that just tell you to work harder or stay positive. You can open almost any section and find an idea that immediately makes you stop and think. It does not teach you how to become manipulative. It teaches you how to stop being easy to manipulate. It helps you notice pressure, recognize hidden motives, understand people more clearly, and respond without panic. That is a huge difference. The people who move through life well are not always the loudest, and they are not always the most impressive on paper. A lot of times they are simply the ones who understand people better. They know when something feels off. They know when to speak, when to stay calm, and when not to walk straight into someone else's trap. That is what makes this book valuable. People Skill is not trying to turn you into a schemer. It is helping you become more aware, more grounded, and much harder to fool. If you want to see people more clearly, think more strategically, and stop repeating the same mistakes in life, this is the kind of book you should read before life teaches you those lessons the hard way.